Barrett in Beaufort on the 29th, Memorial Day.
29th of May? I'm supposed to be in Russia.
Is that set? Is that final?
Yeah, I'm leaving day after tomorrow. We're trying to bring the Olympics here.
Oh, right, I know.
And
right.
I've got some meetings
that's important.
over there that
but if we don't get you, we don't have nobody. Ain't nobody responding to this.
Uh-oh. I may be able to help you with that.
Do something. It won't look right. May 29th. It's going to be a big deal.
Can we reset this?
Sure.
Can we use this way? So the sun is off. Nice hair light now, guys. That's great. Thank you very much.
My wife is going to tell us.
Where's your home originally?
Greenwood.
I'm originally from New Orleans.
Really?
So we used to go up the road, and I spent a lot of time around Greenwood and Greenwood.
Gentlemen, here we go one more time, please. Nice smiles.
I was chairman of Mississippi Delta Ministry from 64 to about 70. And the headquarters.
How are your chances for the Atlanta?
They've got a good basketball game here between the Five and the Georgia All-Star team this Saturday night. High school kids, Georgia High School All-Star. Stan, he's in town today.
In town here?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think the Coca-Cola board is meeting or something like that.
I didn't know he was on the board.
Well, he's speaking to them or something.
I see. I'd love to have you meet Sandy.
Sure. Glad to.
Like to? Morgan, you want to?
Yeah, unless we can buy them out, we won't build it. And they control majority influence. And, well, it's kind of hard to go against the church.
Yeah.
And then run for office in the same year.
Yeah.
But we'll work it out.
Okay.
All right, well, let's see.
Mission possible?
Miss Daisy. And
Okay.
Could you hold this, someone? Yeah, my definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I've got that one.
No.
How do you feel about this?
Where's the other one?
Do you like the fact that a movie?
Okay. Got it.
I know.
You're okay.
And stock companies based in Atlanta. It'll also mean that more and more writers will have an opportunity to come to Atlanta to produce their plays, and it helps to make Atlanta a center of culture rather as well as commerce.
Do you like the fact that a movie that's going to get lots of recognition is about Atlanta and the time Atlanta was changing greatly?
Well, I think that the thing that has given Atlanta the most recognition has been Gone with the Wind. And Gone with the Wind sets the stage for modern Atlanta. And when you see modern Atlanta, you realize that that old Atlanta is gone with the wind.
You've been in Atlanta for many years now. Do you think this film best reflects the way Atlanta used to be?
Well, I think that what it will do, it will reflect the fact that even though there were legal racial barriers, there were very close, warm, personal relationships that prevailed even then. And I think what that says is that much of our present climate of brotherhood and fairness is attributed to the fact that even in the times of racial segregation, these warm personal relationships were able to exist.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good. Now let me ask you all something. Where do you go to school?
Padea.
All of us do.
All of you in Padea?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're in what grade?
I'm in 8th and 7th.
7. Okay, good. You had your finger over the flash. Maybe it didn't need it.
No, you don't need that.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, fine. Thank you. And I wish you luck with your chapter. I tell you what,
Thank you very
why don't you come down and why don't I give you a copy of our State of the City address speech? Okay, and you all come down and talk to us about City Hall.
We're planning on
Okay, good. There are a couple of little funny-faced fellows that are friends of mine over there. You know a fellow by the name of Cabral?
that. Yes.
Tell him
They're always
hello
in my
for me.
class.
Okay, tell him hello for me. Cabral Franklin, and let's see, who else do I know over there? Callie, yeah. And Harris.
Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know them that well. Cara Lingo.
Oh, Kira?
Cara Lingo.
No.
Cara.
Stan?
No.
She grew up in Africa and India in 9th or 10th grade. Okay, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, well, now we have to
I'm really glad I met you.
Okay.
And I want to hold you to the saying about doing the best to get somebody up there.
You have to think about that.
Well, not thinking about it this time. This is history that nobody
But you know
in this
who?
country
You
knows.
know who? There's a state representative in Athens, Georgia, Mike Thurman, who is, he's a lawyer, but he's a historian, and he's very well respected throughout the state. He's written books on the history of blacks in the Civil War and in the Athens area, and we could ask him to go up there and represent us.
The next night they did.
And I was trying to think of somebody in Charleston that I know, but the people that I knew well in Charleston have all gone on to glory.
Discussed maybe trying to do a video.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah.
Just to go down and none of our of course, I fully appreciate your position in this, but we're not getting. It's not like we're trying to promote anything here. This is This is a very coincidence, is what it is.
Let me see what I can do on that.
Would you?
Yeah, I will. Good. Good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your
This lady invited you. You will never remember from East Atlanta High School.
Oh, okay. Very good. Oh,
Yeah, nice seeing you. She was a newcomer,
good to see you.
and she wanted to see you, so
Good
I
to have
walked
you
her
with us.
around. Yeah,
Very good.
we're working on this extra.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm retired now though.
Well, this is a good way to retire.
I'm having fun.
Okay, very good. Fine. Okay, see you later. Okay.
Get a shot of hoop right there. That's a real pose right there.
The real labor. This worked out very nice.
And if you could give me some sense of a length of time on it.
No, wait. he takes off his shoes.
Okay. And I'll call
You have the keys.
Yeah.
Holding.
The camera is now rolling, and after she asks you a question, wait a few seconds and then answer. Looking directly.
Hello.
Hi.
How have you personally benefited from the housing enterprise zone?
I think the biggest personal benefit that I've had from the housing enterprise zone is just the ability, really the
Listen up, please. It's too dark on. I need more light cable. Hold on. So bear with me. I'm trying. This would be perfect. Is that all the slides I can get? This might be good enough, Rob. Let me see. You're okay. How long you want? Yeah. See, one sec. That's good. But we didn't want the one dark side. There we go. Okay. Still rolling. Oh, I'm sorry, but just wanted to get it right, everybody. You're looking at her. Focus is good. And the question.
All right. How have you personally benefited from the housing enterprise zone or tax abatement?
I think the biggest personal benefit that we've had from the housing enterprise zone is just the opportunity to live in town. The affordability of McGill Place and McGill Park and the other condominiums and apartments that have been able to be built here because of the tax abatement has allowed us to live in town where we probably would have not been able to afford it. The pure financial benefit of not having to pay property taxes is a definite incentive. The advantage added to that is the ability to live downtown where you're in the middle of everything. What is really wonderful to us is how the neighborhood has grown just in the last 2 or 3 years. When we first moved here, there weren't a whole lot of people in the area. Now it's crawling with people living here. There are new shopping centers, there's the Sidetrack Museum, improved road systems. All of this has happened in the last couple of years, and we've been really excited to be a part of that.
Has there been any difficulty in adjusting to the schedule of the tax abatement?
There's been really no difficulty at all adjusting to the schedule of the tax abatement. When you don't have to pay property taxes, the schedule really doesn't mean anything anyway. I think the whole philosophy behind the tax abatement has been proven to work well in other cities, and now it's been proven to be a real godsend for the city of Atlanta as well. we love the environment of living in downtown Atlanta. It's a purely urban environment, yet we don't seem to lack for anything by living downtown. There are plenty of trees. We're 2 or 3 blocks away from Piedmont Park, which is the center of recreational activity in downtown. There are museums close by, more planned. We have neighbors. It's very much a residential neighborhood now. We don't have to live in a suburban planned development to have neighbors. One of the neat things about this housing downtown is that people seem to be friendlier than they are in apartment complexes elsewhere. People who live in apartment complexes or condominium developments tend to shelter themselves and live their own lives and not really communicate with their neighbors. But that's not true here. We're really growing as a family in the Bedford Pine area. That's the kind of environment that we like to live in. There are tennis courts nearby. There are basketball courts a block down the street. And that's very, very important for us.
Question is?
How do you feel about the mixed environment you encounter by living in the inner city?
It is very interesting living in an area such as this, which has such a mixed environment and so many different things in a small area. We've got all these residences now and people living here. We've got the Georgia Baptist Medical Center 2 blocks up the street, so you've got a wonderful medical community and all the things that proliferate around a hospital. We've got the new Rio Shopping Center 2 blocks to the north of us that has just opened up, and it's a phenomenal new type of shopping center, and it's got wonderful shops, and we eat at the restaurants there, we shop there, we rent movies there. Probably the best thing about Rio for us is that we can walk there. It's a 10-minute walk from our home, and we really have no problems walking even at night. The reason is that it's a very well-lit walk. There's no high-speed traffic that we have to encounter. When we have to cross the street, there are walk and don't walk signs that are regulated. The streets are wide. The sidewalks are good. They're comfortable. It's a relatively flat walk. So we feel very comfortable and very safe walking. I guess as more people move into the neighborhood, we'll feel even safer because the old adage goes, there's safety in numbers. Well, I think that's true. As more people move here, there'll be less tendency for people to feel insecure because they'll be surrounded by more and more neighbors. By the same token, as more commercial development is built around us, there'll be even more activity late into the night, which will also create that sense of a 24-hour living environment that the Bedford Pine area is doing a lot to create. It's a very interesting mixed environment. Not only do we have the hospital nearby, we have museums, we have shopping centers, we also have public parks, we have tennis courts, we have basketball courts, we have nice wide thoroughfares. We have very easy access to the downtown connector, which is now being completed. We're 2 blocks away from either a southbound or a northbound entrance ramp to I-75 and 85. I mean, that's convenience. That's what you want to live downtown for. We have a wonderful view of the skyline of Atlanta, which is always changing. At night, it's beautiful. The Capitol is well lit. From where we live on our porch, we can even see the lights of Atlanta Stadium during the summertime when the Braves are playing. It's just a very safe, very warm, increasingly active environment, and you know, we don't have problem bringing up children in this area too. I think it's a very safe area one of the finest daycare centers in Atlanta, the Bedford Pine Child Resource Center, is only 4 blocks away from us, walking distance. I think that if a family wanted to move into this area, there's adequate housing now, and certainly adequate recreational facilities in the neighborhood, so that a child would be very comfortable being raised in this environment.
Any afterthoughts you might want to add? Stop for right
Everybody's
there.
working together.
Hey, Faye here, and look at her, and
You know, a lot of people hesitate to consider living downtown or in the inner city because they have this notion of what life is supposed to be like in the inner city. They have this vision of homeless people walking the streets at night, and people, you know, being mugged and their cars being broken into, you know, 24 hours a day. That is a false misconception. We have not seen that in the 2 years we have lived in the Bedford Pine area. We have not seen any crime. We have seen an occasional homeless person walking the streets, but you see that in any part of any big city. It's not a problem. It doesn't detract from our comfort level and from our security level of living in this area. I think that if one chooses to live in the downtown area of a major city, one has to expect certain things